glad is I have a different shirt on today. Because I don't have that many Aloha shirts. The odds are 1 out of 4 I would have worn the same shirt. You would have thought, my God, doesn't he have more than one shirt? The second thing about that video you should understand is, you know, if you were worth $50 billion like he is, wouldn't you think you would buy something better than a Toshiba laptop? You know? I mean, if I were Steve Ballmer, I wouldn't have a Toshiba. You could also cure baldness for $50 billion. There's a lot of things. You know, I realize the setting that I'm in and money cannot buy happiness, but it can buy better laptops and hair. So, I'm here today to talk to you about innovation. And from one perspective, you could make the case that I am arguably the least qualified person to speak at this conference because I'm not a minister or a pastor or someone inside a church. But I am a Christian, obviously. But I would like to explain innovation and the art of innovation from probably a business standpoint more than anything else. I believe that innovation is a skill that can be applied in almost any circumstance. And so I would like you to take the lessons that I have from the business world and try to apply it to your world. Because I think it's completely applicable and it would make the world a better place. And arguably, business could learn a lot from what you do also. I'll give you a little bit of my history. I worked for Apple from 1983 to 1987 in the Macintosh division. How many of you use Macintoshes in this room? And how many of you use the devil's operating system? So that just shows, God's infinite patience. It also shows that some people are oppressed because no one voluntarily uses Windows. So, I worked in the Mac division, and the Mac division was arguably the greatest collection of egomaniacs in the history of Silicon Valley. And if you knew people from Silicon Valley, that would really tell you a lot, because that's saying a lot. That record has subsequently been broken by Google, but up until Google, the Macintosh division held the record for the biggest egomaniacs in Silicon Valley. Because we worked for Steve, who was the co-founder of the company, we had very special rules, unlimited supplies of fresh orange juice. For any flight over 2 hours, we could fly first class. My interpretation of that rule is that the 2 hours begins at the moment you leave your apartment. And so I flew first class everywhere for years. I would fly first class from San Francisco to Monterey, for example. So we had lots of special rules. But I'll tell you some of the dark side of the Mac division. Because we were so arrogant, we had this sort of second-class citizen approach to the Apple II division. Now, you have to go back in history here. This is 1983. At 1983, Macintosh was not yet shipping. So it was purely in research and development phase. And if you looked at an Apple P&L back then, the P was Apple II and the L was Macintosh. And we would not let Apple II division employees into our building. So what's really bad about that, and it's bad enough in the sense of corporate, spirit, that you not let employees into one part of the company, but they were paying for that building. We were not letting them into. Hence, they came up with a very good joke about the Mac division, which is how many Macintosh division employees does it take to screw in a light bulb? The answer is 1. The Macintosh division employee holds up the light bulb and expects the universe to revolve around him. For those poor oppressed people in the audience who use Windows, I will tell you the Microsoft version of this joke, which is how many Microsoft employees does it take to screw in a light bulb? The answer is none, because Bill Gates has declared darkness the new standard. I checked beforehand. I was clear that I can use the word crappy and suck in this audience. So, I want you to know that in my career, I've watched many, many high-tech CEOs speak. And there are 2 salient qualities about high-tech CEOs when they speak. First, they suck. Second, they go long. And if you think about that, that is a very deadly combination. If you suck and you're short, it's okay. If you're good and you go long, it's okay. I'm going to show you that today. I don't know who's following me, but it's not my problem. But if you suck and you go long, that's a bad combination. That's like being stupid and arrogant. And so I adopted the top 10 format for all my speeches so that people, oh, I'm just getting the word, 24 minutes and 57 seconds left. So I adopted the top 10 format so that in case you think I suck, you can at least track progress through my speech. So when I'm on number 5, you know, I'm halfway done sucking. Okay, so I'm running God's operating system here, how do I get my slides up? Or they take care of that automatically. So I'm going to talk to you today about the art of innovation. Step 1 in the art of innovation. For business, for profit, for God, for whatever it is, for the environment, it starts with the desire to make meaning. Making meaning means that you make the world a better place. You end bad things, or you perpetuate and create good things. Those are the only 2 ways. So making meaning means that you change the world. During the day, I am a venture capitalist, and I'll tell you, we meet with many, many companies. Most of them come to us and they say, we want to make money. That's why we want venture capital. And my observation is that most of the time, those companies fail. The companies who start off with the primary purpose of making money usually fail. They usually fail because they attract the wrong kind of founders. They attract MBAs. And MBAs are the worst people in the world for a startup. And I have an MBA, so I can tell you that from first experience. So the point here is that if you truly want to be innovative, create this meaning that you want to change the world. Of all audiences that I speak to, you should understand that. That's why you exist, to make meaning. I want to read to you a very meaningful advertisement. A woman is often measured by the things she cannot control. She is measured by the way her body curves or doesn't curve, by where she is flat or straight or round. She is measured by 36, 24, 36, and inches and ages and numbers, by all the outside things that don't ever add up to who she is on the inside. And so if a woman is to be measured, let her be measured by the things she can control, by who she is and who she is trying to become, because as every woman knows, measurements are only statistics, and statistics lie. Okay, so let's pretend that I am the Vice President of Marketing of Nike, right? And you will be my prospective customer. Not you, her.